If you are using closed source AI in your product, have you ever wondered what happens when ChatGPT or Claude does a silent update to one of their models? And how does it affect the user experience of your product? Or is it actually possible to own your entire data and technical stack? We believe that users and businesses need privacy, stability, and cost control, which are all provided by open source AI. And this is why we created Paddler, an open source LLMOps platform that lets you run and scale open source models in your own infrastructure. In this video, I will show you how to set Paddler up in the most basic way so that you can try it out on your own device. This is Paddler's web admin panel. The dashboard section shows the current status of the entire setup. Paddler is made of only two deployable components, the balancer and the agents. The agents are responsible for processing the data. They generate tokens and embeddings, and the balancer distributes the requests among agents. In the model section, you can pick the model that you want to use to interact with your users and generate tokens and embeddings in your application. Picking the right model has a huge impact on the user experience of your product. Different models have different styles of reasoning and are good at solving specific problems. For example, let's see what happens when I use one of the Qwen models, which brings me to the last section of the web admin panel, which is the prompt section. The prompt section gives a convenient chat UI I can use to test the inference with my current Paddler setup. I am still using one of the Qwen models, so let's see what happens if I ask the model, how can I make my cat happy? And what I can see is the model's reasoning on the left and the response in the middle. Let's pick a different model now. I'll go back to the model section, and what I can do here is put the link directly to the models page on Hugging Face. Let's say that I would like to use one of the fee models, for example, this one. I will copy the address to the model and put it into the input, apply the changes, and as you can see, this is instantly picked by the Paddler's dashboard. So now let's go back to the prompt section and ask the same question. How can I make my cat happy? And this is a different style and type of response. There is no reasoning, and the response is much longer. Let's test one more thing. I am still using the fee model, but this time I'll be sending multiple inference requests, and I will be monitoring what happens on the dashboard. Let's send the first request. And what happens is that my message landed in one of the agents. Each agent has a specific number of slots, which is the amount of requests the agent can handle in parallel. Let's see now what happens if I send so many requests that it is above the limit of what my agent can handle at a given moment. One more time, and one more, and yes. So when I reached the limit, my request started landing in the request buffer, and I can see that in the dashboard as well. Let's wait a few moments. And the buffer is now empty again, and my request started being processed by the remaining available slots. Let's take a few steps back now, and let's go back to the beginning, the installation. Paddler is self-contained in a single binary file, so if you want to start using Paddler in your own infrastructure, you need to get the binary. You can get it either from the GitHub release page, or you can clone the repository and build it from source yourself. Now I will recreate the setup I showed at the beginning of the video. I had three components, the balancer and two agents. Normally, you want to have just a single agent on a single device and use slots to handle requests in parallel. But I will start both agents for the sake of the demonstration. Let's start with the balancer, with the two services that are minimally required, the inference service and the management service. I will also enable the web admin panel. This is not required to start Paddler with the panel, and if you don't want to have it in your production environment, you can skip it. But I will run the balancer with the panel so that we have a nice web preview of the whole setup. Okay. I can go to the web browser, and this is the dashboard, but there are no agents registered yet, so let's start the first agent. and this is instantly picked by the dashboard. And now the second agent, and again, I run the command and I can see the agent on my dashboard immediately. Now, let's see if the setup still works. For testing, I have the same setup as before, so the dashboard on the left so that I can keep looking at it, and the prompt section in another browser tab. So again, how can I make my cat happy? And this is not working. But oh, okay, I forgot to load the model. By the way, my question about the cat isn't gone, it landed in the buffer. So let's load the model. And I can use one of the examples provided here, and apply the changes. And look, right after I loaded the model, my request was automatically taken out of the buffer and sent to one of the available agents. And this is one of the cool things about the request buffer. It not only helps if the traffic is too high, but I can also use it to scale my infrastructure from 0 hosts. And this is Paddler. We are an open source project, so contributions are always welcome. We are also looking for companies that would like to try us out and share the feedback. If you have any questions, reach out to us on GitHub. Thank you for watching and see you next time.